Hello and welcome, I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ninja Ghostbusters, and I love these toys. These guys have been released in late 2017, so they're currently hitting stores right now as of the time of this recording, and they retail for approximately $20. So yeah, Ninja Turtles started doing these crossovers, which remind me a lot of the crossovers that they were doing back in the day when I was a kid with the original line. I never really got into any of those, but some of these crossovers that they're starting to do now are pretty cool. First they had the wrestlers, the WWE wrestlers crossovers, and now I started to see some where they're crossing over with some of the classic WWF wrestlers, so those look pretty cool. And so that's kind of where you're going to find these as well. These are not the same size as your regular turtle figures. You're not going to find them on blister cards. You're going to find them in these boxes, and I'll show you the box real quick. You'll see it's very similar to the boxes that if you've seen the wrestling crossovers, it's the same boxes pretty much, except that they say Ninja Ghostbusters at the bottom there. And it's just a window box showing you the figure and all the accessories that it comes with. And then on the back, it shows you Ninja Ghostbusters, and it gives you a little bio or a little kind of a promotional cell there of what's going on, and a picture of each of the figures. And they're all shooting Slimer. And even though each one of these figures comes with a different ghost, every box has the same back on it. So that's what you're going to see on every single one of these. This just happened to be, this is Leonardo as Stan. So, yeah, which, by the way, you can see that the Ghostbusters have been crossed over here with the original 80s Ghostbusters. So Michelangelo has been crossed over with Peter Venkman, and Donatello has been crossed over with Egon Spengler, Leonardo with Ray Stantz, and Raphael with Winston Sedmore. Now, like I said, they each they're not the same size as your regular blister carded turtles. These are about 6.5 inches tall. I'll bring Donnie out front here real quick so we can do a size comparison. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the current Nickelodeon Turtles on hand. Those have been put away in storage, and I can't get to those right now. So we're just gonna have to make do with an original Raphael, so you can see the size difference there. And then I've also got a I guess I should have brought Raphael out for this comparison, huh? Doesn't make sense to compare Donatello to two Raphaels, but it's already done. And then here is the Raphael from the first Michael Bay movie, the one that came out a few years ago, which is the largest of all the figures, so I wanted to bring him out specifically so you can see how much bigger these new guys are over these classic or quote-unquote regular sized turtles. So there you go. Now I want to show off what they come with. Now, all the Ghostbusters come with the same accessories. However, they do come with different ghosts. So you can see that they're all wearing the proton packs, and we'll get to those in a moment. Every single one of them comes with a PKE meter, and I'll try to bring this guy in close so you can see what that looks like. Hopefully we can get this to zoom in and focus. It doesn't look like it's going to want to. Oh, we're so close. There it is. So check that out. That PKE meter looks so cool. And I'm actually impressed with the detailing on these things. It's actually pretty good. They are lacking a little bit in the paint department, but detail-wise, they look pretty good. And here's the ghost trap that they come with. So all four of these guys, again, every single one of these guys is going to come with a ghost trap, which, again, very nicely detailed. Paint job maybe not so great, but still, I'm very impressed with the detail. Now, those wheels are molded in, so these are not going to roll. If you try to roll the trap, it's just not going to happen. So there you go. There's the trap, and there's the PKE meter. And so as you can see, each one of these guys comes with a different ghost. So starting from the left, Venkman comes with some sort of fish ghost that I can't recognize. If this was in the movies, then I have failed as a Ghostbuster, because I don't know what this is. So there's that. Now, all of these guys are kind of flat and hollow in the back, so there's not really a whole lot going on back there. You guys just want to look at the front there. Donatello or Egon comes with one of the Terror Dogs. So there you go. You know what would have been nice if instead of this fish, Maybe have another Pterodog so you could have two. That would have been cool. But anyway, so there's the Pterodog. These look like they would glow in the dark, but I haven't. I've put them up to the light and I've gone in a dark room with them and they don't glow. So either they don't glow in the dark or they just don't work for me. So Leonardo, or Stance rather, he comes with the Library Ghost, which is really cool. And I love how they molded the rags coming off of her clothing to come back into a bit of a tail, which works perfectly to help her stand. Very clever. I really like that. And then finally, Winston comes with Slimer. There you go. And again, you know, just hollow on the backside, nothing going on there. But from the front, it kind of really gives them this cool, kind of a Spectre-esque kind of visual effect, as you can see through them. So it's kind of cool. Now, as far as the turtles themselves go, the bodies are all identical. So you look one, you look at all of them. So yeah, nothing really going on any different in the bodies, with the exception of the color of the turtle itself, the color of, or rather the turtle skin rather, the color of the elbow pads, which I think it's really clever that they did their elbow pads instead of doing them in gray like the Ghostbusters would. The elbow pads each have the colors of the respective turtles, so that's pretty cool. And then of course the heads, which have been molded to look like the actors from the characters that they're representing. So taking a quick look at the body, really nicely detailed. The flight suits got all the zippers. The boots are actual Cochrane 2 jump boots, which is what they used in the movie. Very nice. They've got the belts right there. Now, not a whole lot of gizmos hanging from the belt, and that's kind of understandable for a toy. They do have the Motorola radios right there, so that's really cool. And then you've got your name tags, and we'll try to zoom in on the name tag here for Mikey. And you see it just says Mike on there. And then, like I said, the elbow pads have been colored to look like the turtles. And then the actual head sculpt itself has been made to look like, a very, for a turtle, it's really odd how much these actually look like the actors. That actually really does look like a young Bill Murray, and there we go. Back it up a little bit. Harold Ramis and oh my goodness, I have just blanked out on the names. Shame on me, I just blanked out. I'm looking at his picture with an autograph right above my head right now. Dan Aykroyd. Oh my goodness, I just totally blanked right there. And of course Ernie Hudson. We'll take a closer look at these guys. I think I don't know. I think Mike and Raph do the best job of looking like they're actors. Egon, I think the hair and the glasses really kind of makes it look like Harold Ramis. But if it wasn't for that, I don't know. And then I think the weakest one might be Dan Aykroyd's. And again, I think that's just the hair and the goggles is what does it there. But Mike and Raph really have resemblances to their actors, which is really, really cool. Now, the proton packs are removable. You can pop these guys off right here. And then just, in fact, they come off the, when they come out of the box, they're not wearing them. So we'll just take that off real quick. And you'll see they still have their shell. And what's really cool is that they've actually molded sort of a faux of rucksack frame on these on these proton packs with the curvature of their shell, so you can actually mount them on there, which is really, really cool. And taking a look at the proton pack, again, the level of detail on the proton pack is really, really nice. Now, the paint job may not all be all there. It's missing a little bit in the paint department. I don't know why. It's only got the one sticker that says danger right there. Other than that, there's no stickers and there's no coloring on this thing anywhere. But that is a really, really nicely detailed toy proton pack. I really like that a lot. And then the gun is just clipped right there. It's got this little clip and it just clips to the side right there. You can unclip that. And then you've got just this wire hose right here. Extend that out and you can look at the thrower. Now the thrower is also nicely detailed and accurate, about halfway, and then it stops because of the gimmick. So the bottom half, like that portion of the thrower right there, is actually very accurate to what the throwers really look like in the movie. But then the barrel itself, it's a little too thick, and it just kind of lost it there. But the reason for that is because of the gimmick. As you can see here, there's a little spinner right here at the bottom, and when you spin that, you've got your proton beam that's coming out of the top there with some charges going around it. So you can spin that and make it look like it's actually firing, which is really, really cool. And as you notice, with Mikey, the beam is actually orange, and with everybody else, their beams are going to be their respective colors as well. So we'll get this guy back on, kind of show you how easy this is to put back on. Just bend the arms back, get this guy up and over, and then clip him right there at the belly, and you're all set. That's it. Now, as far as holding their accessories, let's see, maybe let's bring somebody else in, since we've looked at Mikey quite a bit now. So we'll set Mikey off to the side, clip that in. We looked at Donnie. Let's look at let's look at Winston, since he's holding his trap. As you can see, they can hold their accessories, so you can just pop that in there. These accessories are kind of like soft rubber, as you can see. All right, which is good because the hands are actually very, very stiff. So you can get those in there and they hold them just fine. And they got a good grip on them. They're not going anywhere. So that's good. Now, that's good for that regard. But in the sense of holding the throwers, it does create a bit of a problem. Now, like I said, the hands are very, very hard and not easy to stretch at all. So getting the handle of the thrower into his hand was a bit of a chore, and at times a little scary to get that in there. It felt like if I wasn't careful enough, I might end up breaking something or pulling the hose off of this or popping the handle. Very, very tight trying to get that in there. But eventually I did get the handle in there, and as you can see, he's got a good firm grip on the handle. Now, there is no prayer that you're going to get his hand around the barrel. It's just not going to happen. Not at all. And even if you look at the packaging, let's set Leo down for just a moment. And there's my dog, Vigo. That's Vigo. Speaking of Ghostbusters. And where's Zool? All right, so we interrupt the video review just to bring you an update. That's Zool, and that's Vigo. What are you guys barking about? You guys just want to be in my video? Huh? That is it. I've been making YouTube videos for 3 years, and you guys have never made a peep. And today, we're doing a Ghostbusters video. You decide to make your entrance, huh? Huh? You're going to just lick your butt. Okay. Say bye, boys. All right, so special guest appearance by Zool and Vigo there for the first time ever. So back to the figures. As I was saying, if you look at the back of the packaging, even back here, you can see that on the cross promotion or on the product shot or whatever you want to call this, none of the Ghostbusters are actually holding their wands with the barrel hand. They're just sitting on top of there. So it's just not going to happen. You're not going to open them up enough to get their hands on the barrel, which is a bit of a shame, I think. Now, I was hoping that I could at least get the clip to clip it on the hand, and it just doesn't. Yeah, it's just not opening enough for that, and the arms really don't reach that far either. So unfortunately, the best you can do is, like you saw on the packaging, just kind of put the barrel over the arm and position them, and you can make it look like he's holding it, and that's the best you're gonna get. Which is still not bad. So as you can see there, Leo's beam is blue. Right there. They all got the same exact gimmick. They all got the same exact proton packs with the same exact gimmicks and everything. It's just the colors are different. So real quick, just so that we can say that we looked at them all. There's Raph's in red, and then Donnie's in purple right there. So let's take a closer look at Donnie so we can look at his head. And again, you know, he's going for the Harold Ramis look. So he's got the hair. That is definitely the Harold Ramis hair. And then his name tag just says Don. I don't know how well that's coming through, but I don't think I'm going to be able to focus in any closer. So there's Don. We'll bring in Stan so we can look at him. Take a look at his head. And he's got the goggles, which is really, really cool. And again, his name tag, it's just going to say Leo right on there. These are very, very hard to see close up on camera. And then Raph, I really, really love the head sculpt on him. That is just so Ernie Hudson. It really is. That really does look like Ernie Hudson to me. I love that. And then his name tag says Raph. There you go. So, what else? Okay, so the ghosts. So, no, we took a look at the ghosts. So, we're all good. I think that's it. Oh, no, articulation. We forgot to do articulation. So, who have we not looked at enough? Let's look at Mikey again since he's not holding anything. Articulation, really nice articulation. The head is on a ball joint, so you can kind of tilt it side to side a little bit, up and down, and of course you can turn it side to side. It's on a ball joint, but as you can see, the rotation is a little limited. But not too bad. You've got the universal joint here at the shoulder, so you can go in and out, forward and backwards. You can go all the way around. You have a rotation. Do you have a rotation? Yes, you have a rotation at the elbow, as well as a bend, and you also have a rotation at the wrist. No waist articulation, but we're kind of used to that with Turtles. You've got another. It's the same joint, so universal joint at the hip here. So you got forward and backwards, and you can rotate it so you can go kind of in and out as well. You can't go forward too much because of the shell is impeding it just a little bit. You also have a bend at the knee as well as a rotation. And that is about it. So, not bad for articulation. However, I find when I'm trying to pose these guys, it almost feels like, remember, like I said, all their bodies are the same, and it almost feels like their right leg is just a little longer than the left. So when I'm trying to do stuff like this, when I'm kind of trying to get him to look up a little bit so that he can point up his thrower, as you can see, his left leg cannot touch the ground. If I put this one flat, this is completely up in the air, no matter what I do. So it does feel like their right leg is just a little longer. So what I've been trying to do here is kind of bend the right leg so that I can get this one straight and sort of kind of get that pose. So you got to play around with it a little bit. I mean, the possibility is there, so it can be done. And I keep knocking over the library ghost. So yeah, not bad. Articulation is okay. It does feel like it is a little impeded, but not too terrible. So, and I think now we're done. So yeah, this is a really, really cool set. I'm super happy that I found this. This is starting to hit stores right now as of the time of this recording. You have to look down at the bottom of the shelf, usually where you find the WWE, like the wrestler crossover figures. That's where you're going to want to look for these guys. And they're retailing for approximately $20. I found these on sale, so I think they were $12 or $13, which actually took off quite a chunk of change off of the total price. So that was a good deal to find them. Very cool set. I'm super happy that I found it. I'm not sure which shelf I want to put it on. I don't know if it's going to go on my Ghostbusters shelf, or if it's going to go on my on my Ninja Turtle shelf, or maybe I'll start a new shelf in between the two of them for a crossover. I don't know. But this is an awesome, awesome set. I'm glad I liked it. Or I'm glad that I found it. What did you guys think of these figures, and what would you like to see me review next? Let me know by leaving me a comment, give me some thumbs up, subscribe, and share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time.